what you need. Yo, I'm giving you the truth. I don't care how much you spit from the booth. Your lifestyle's proof. This message is directly to you. What did it do? I don't care how much you flip verses without cursing. You can do this by rehearsing, but your life served no purpose. I'm talking to you. Cause you got swag and you rock shows. You got skills and you flip flows. Got a chain that swing and you keep that go. What do you do this for? You claim you're doing it for the Lord. Maybe you're doing it for the applause. You're supposed to be doing it for God. I'm Christian entertainment. There goes the vainess, saying that I'm shameless while Jesus go nameless. What good is a Christian if you ain't walking Christ-like? As a matter of fact, Christian stands for Christ-like. So what happens when they see you and don't see that Christ-like? And they be like, oh my gosh, she's supposed to be like. So this goes out to my favorite artist, my writer, my producer, my anybody that ever had to give them what they want, give them what they need. Give them what they need, then they won't be deceived. And if they be deceived, then they probably won't believe. Give them what they want, I'ma give you what you need. Give them what they want, give them what they need. Give them what they need, then they won't be deceived. And if they be deceived, then they probably won't believe. Give them what they want, and I'ma give you what you need. Give them what they want.
I got 150 different reasons why they telling me that they sanctified, but it's hard for me to believe them. Memorize the scriptures, they know chapters and the verses. Cut them off at the grocery store, and now they speak and they curse. It's similar. Oh heck, I'm just gonna say it's like the world. Reject the Great Commission, man, it make me wanna earn. What do you mean that you's a Christian, but you ain't no disciple? Are we part of the same kingdom? Are we reading the same Bible? Is Christian just a title?
Hey, how you doing? Back again. It's your boy Jerk. I got an exciting show for you today. Got a man of God that's coming up. You won't be disappointed. Trust me. It's going to be an exciting show today, man. And the thing about this one, it's kind of personal. You know what I'm saying? Nah. But yo, before I introduce him, I just got a little disclaimer that I need to talk to you about. And it's about the content. The content that you may be getting might be not suitable for kids, but it's still a godly content. And what I mean by that is that we're going to keep it all Christ, but sometimes we get into some areas of life that you know that we all kind of get into, and we talk about them. We talk about them. We talk about everything. So you might be getting some PG stuff or might not. But it's all spiritually X-rated, but it's always PG. Point on God. Did I say that? Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that I say that, you know, and you guys know exactly what you're getting. So with no further ado, I got my dude coming up. This dude has been rapping for a long time, and he's been putting in work, a lot of work lately. This dude is married, but he got a bunch of singles out right now. No other than Dead P. But yo, we're going to get into a little clip. Hopefully we have something for him, just a little throwback clip that you can watch and used to do back in the day as opposed to what he's doing right now. So yeah, if we just run that clip without that little timing thing. Okay, so we didn't have the little timing thing.
I'm a writer, translation, ambassador. Since I've been saved by grace, by the one who was mascot. That means I alluded to massacre, masquerading like a big nigga in the stage. Yo, sometimes people think God won't count them, like the lifestyles of the broke-back mountain. You gotta expect me to be real. That's like asking a bill collector, can I slide on my bills? That anger may grow, but don't be mad at me. I don't want my people to feel the agony. Like the alcoholics, the drug dealers, the gang bangers, and most definitely the cop killers. Everybody's time will come, just like the return of God's only begotten Son. No escape to ask you where you from, you say the blood of Christ, cause he gave his life once. I'm a rider, 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 I'm a rider. been around even before the beginning. So he created the world and everything in it. Yo, why not be a part of his plan? That's like biting the hand of the one that's beating you, man. I don't need rats hanging out my pocket. I'm asking thugs and gangsters, please stop it. The end times is nigga, you need to watch it. Who's that at the door? That's God knocking. And he won't roll back like Walmart prices. He's giving the ultimate sacrifices. The substance lust, Satan's devices. Malfunction when you step on the head of the pumpkin. It's funny, but not talking about Hell Bundy. Not talking about money, drugs, or getting money. But getting that life finally right. Live by the word, that's a wonderful life. Show 'em right. I'm a ride. I'm a ride. I'm a ride. I'm a rider.
What up, Dej P?
What up? What up? Mr. Jerk.
Live by the word. That's a wonderful life.
Facts.
Hey,
Facts.
hey, man, you was slim and trim up there too, bro. You
Man,
looking a little slow.
I ain't seen that video in a minute, so I was like, yo, that's a good 60, 70 No. 100 pounds, about 100 pounds.
Hey, I need to get there. I was looking at you. I was like, man, you looking cool right there.
Yeah, man. Facts.
You still looking cool though. You still looking cool though too, bro.
Yeah.
You know, God is good all the time.
You ain't lying.
So how have you been, my brother?
Man, I've been blessed, man. I can't complain. God is good. I'm alive. God is good.
That's right. So when you wrote that song right there, do you remember penning that song?
No. But I do. That was the original version. The one that actually came out, Conscious was on. So Conscious came through and did what he's supposed to do with it. And I really don't know where I penned it, what I was thinking. I'm not sure. Excuse me? Oh, okay. Oh, sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But Conscious was on the on that one?
Yeah, exactly.
The one that got released?
Absolutely.
Oh.
So it felt empty. And then I was like, Conscious, come through, hook your boy up. And he came through the studio and laced it, and now it's a complete song. I mean, that song right there, there's a lot of TikToks on that song right there from different countries, like India, and people riding their motorcycles and their cars and their bikes. That's wow, it's crazy. It's crazy.
that is dope right there. You know what I'm saying? To see like your music on TikTok.
Yeah.
I mean, do they tag you? Do they tag you when they do that?
No, they just, if you search your name, it'll show you all the videos on your titles that came up that use your music. So I just it's at least 70, 80 TikToks of random people that's using it for their car club and stuff like that. So,
and this is like over the country, all over the world.
This is really like overseas, people that probably don't even know English. I don't know. Wow. Like literally, I think it's like India or something like that. But
that's dope.
That's
dope. So we got something. I already got into one question, but I was supposed to let you know that we have something called 7 Qs. So I'm gonna ask you 7 questions and a couple of bonus questions. So it's not really 7 Qs. I should really change it, but I like 7. It's a complete number, so we're gonna stick with that. So I already got one. So the next one would be, how did you become a Christian? Voila.
I grew up in church. I was one of those church boys that was in church 5-6 days out of the week. We was part of the.
I'm going to church. You going to church?
Not even just that. You going and I'm not going. That's how my mom was like. So we was going to Bible study. We went to the prayer meetings. We was part of the inspirational choir. We sometimes we go to like the senior choir rehearsal, and a choir that we was in, was invited to a lot of churches for revival. So we was doing house through the week. Long story short, I was in church 5-6 days out of the week, and it got to a point where I was just, I think probably around 11, 12, I really wanted to know God. So, I got to that point of knowing God, and probably around 16, 17, I became a basketball player. It became my life, and God took a back seat. So I didn't come back around to God till I was about 22, maybe. And that's when I started. I was already rapping before that time, but that's another question, though.
So, okay, what was your rap name in the world?
It was Dedge.
Oh, so you just added the P?
Yeah. I actually had it was Dedge, and I had a few aliens. It was God's Gift, and it was, what was it? Dedge, God Give, and I forget. It was another one, but it was all.
But you still didn't stray too far, because you kept the godly names, God's Gift.
Yeah. But I was trying to
say you got ladies to women.
Yeah. That wasn't godly. No, it wasn't godly at all. So
you was on stage licking your lips like LL.
Hey man, people used to say I look like him, so I used it to my advantage at the time. So.
Oh man, that's crazy. Okay, so with that, what led you into CHH?
Okay, this
was
is
it a certain moment?
It
go ahead.
Wasn't when I rededicated myself to God. I was already rapping, so all my equipment I had you had 1,000 CDs. You throw that in the trash. I had mics and mixers and stuff like that. I threw it all away because I was like, rap was for the devil. So, that's what we taught at the time. Rap was for the devil. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do whatever I can to please God. So what I did was I dedicated my life, studied and kept myself, involved in church activities. And stayed away from rap music all the way around because it was the devil. Until one day I was in the Christian bookstore, and I was just, I always go there, pick up books and stuff like that and CDs, and then one day I just I slid by the Christian rap area and I seen this one CD. I was like, man, these demon worshipers, I don't know. And it was it was one CD. It caught my eye. It said cross movement. I was like, cross movement. I was like, holy culture. And I'm like, man, I'm gonna buy this one CD. All right, I ain't buying no more. And I bought the CD, put it in the car, and I started listening to it. I was like, wait a minute, this don't sound devilish to me. And they actually had a interlude on there where they were saying, you rap for the world. Why wouldn't you take that gift and turn it around and rap for God? And I was like, dang, that kind of hit me. And that's when I started praying about it. And I truly felt like I was supposed to, continue. So yeah, that's what really got me to CHH. But it was a while, probably maybe about a year after I dedicated myself back to God. That I took that step.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. But that's dope, man. That a CD invited you to get into CHH.
Yeah, it's true.
No, that's so the next question would be, how did you hear about? See, the thing about that too, it wasn't too many artists, and I want to say that it wasn't too many artists that you could choose from back then anyway, when you started. Because you started around the time when I started. I'm like, dude, I didn't think it was that many. I mean, you hear about people, but you don't really hear about them, you know what I'm saying, or hear them, because it wasn't a lot of venues at that time either, and you had to put a disclaimer out when you go to churches, like you said, who's the demon music? Because that's kind of what they thought about rap music at that point, and then you come in there and say you was Christian hip hop. You had to almost be like, look, I'm a pastor, but I rap, okay? You couldn't tell them you was CHH or you was a gospel rapper back then. You just have to say, yeah, I got songs that I, with rhythm and praise, like that. That's what rap stands for.
And then you start rapping, the whole audience is like, oh Lord. No, he didn't come with this. No, he didn't.
Hey, it's crazy because I remember I used to tell people, like, if I say something that's off basis or don't line up with the scriptures, you don't have to have me. You don't have to come, bring me back ever. Yeah,
I hear that.
And I know you've done that too. Like,
I ain't tripping.
Right. So, how did you become a part of the Club Judah family?
Very good question. I hope somebody know the question to that, the answer to that, because I don't know. I don't remember how it happened. I just remember being there, and this is like early on. I don't know, 2005, 6, something like that. It was early on. I don't remember. I have no clue. So I don't know how I got connected. It may have been through MySpace, through the Club Judah, because I know I was connected through that way, but I don't remember. I don't remember at all.
No. So it just happened, and I thank God it just happened.
Yeah.
So when you found out about it, you just became a regular. You was a regular. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just, it was, when I found out it was open every Saturday, I was like, huh? They're like, yeah, even on Christmas. Like, Christmas? What's going on?
No days off. No days off.
Ain't nobody gonna be there on Christmas. And and lo and behold, I probably was there a couple of times. So, hey,
it's just me and Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, with that, it became a part of my life. So I didn't have to minister. I didn't have to be there to rap or anything. I was just there because it was a thing for me to do when I wasn't doing anything. So it was a blessing to me. I wasn't shooting pool or nothing, but I was there, supporting and blessed by what was going on around there.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So, what would be the next one? Where are you now in your journey as far as CHH is concerned? Like, how do you feel you are in as far as your CHH walk?
How do I feel?
Yeah, like, do you?
Is that me?
No, I think that is him. Where are you? Are you back with us? Jerk, are you back with us?
Okay, I'm back. Oh, I was having a little difficulty.
I see. Let's see if I just back out.
There you go.
All right.
Sorry about that, man. As I was saying, on your journey, I said God gives us a vision, like or sometimes we have a vision of what we think we should be, or where we are. You close to that picture in your head, like what you envision yourself, or what God kind of showed you?
I don't know. Because the music is very personal, and sometimes I feel like maybe I'm not where I need to be, but then I would get like a message from somebody I never met before, and they would tell me, like, this song changed my life, or when I was living in my car with my kids, I would play this song on repeat, and I'm like, man, those type of testimonies kind of like, man, you don't see all the benefits that you put out there, all the fruit of your labor. But when those testimonies come back and forth, I'm like, man, God used it. So how can I not be happy with what He did with it? So right now, I'm happy where I am. If it don't get no bigger than this, man, I pray God that I was able to pour into somebody's lives, because it was therapeutic for me most of the time. So so for most of my songs, either me talking about myself or me encouraging myself. Most
Yeah.
So I do what encourages me and pray that it bless somebody else, and that's it. So I'm good with it.
No, that's dope. I think that's the truest form of writing gospel rap, is to encourage. I think the Psalms of David, the Psalms that David was writing, was all encouraging himself. Encourage yourself in the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Absolutely.
like, and I think at one point, you have to study the life of David in order to, at least get some understanding of why we write things we write. Some people just write off the cuff. I'm gonna write this for certain people, and I'm like, I understand with you. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I write from my experiences, because it got to be true to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, if it ain't real, if you didn't have the faith for it, so how you writing about it?
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. So okay, we're gonna get into this one song, man. I heard you got this dope artist.
Facts.
No. But for real, man, I was just saying off air that this is like a reconciliation joint for me, man, and I'm blessed to be a part of it. I'm very honored, and it's one of the album. That's what the album is named after.
Yeah.
And so, but I'm gonna let you introduce it. I think I did too much already.
You want me to introduce it or talk about it?
Talk about it, introduce it, either way.
Okay, well, Get Up is just really a joint where I'm trying to encourage it. Like, I had this thought of, how can I make a Christian happy song? Happy from Pharrell. Like, how can I make that type of a track that people can get up to and glorify God and feel like they want to get up and move, and that's really what the whole song is. Is that it's just that feel good, happy vibe, and asking you to get on it. Look, I heard that track, and I didn't have nothing to it. When I sent you that track, I had nothing to it besides the hook, and I was like, I see you on there, and you know how when you form in, your hair be all wild and you be like this. I was like, man, Jerk is perfect for this. This is perfect for Jerk. So man, it was a blessing to get you on there, man. You blazed the joint, and everybody like, who is that? Who is that person on the second verse singing? And I'm like, oh, that's Jerk. I'm like, yeah, like, yeah, man, dude is dope. I'm like, I know, that's my homie. Oh man,
I haven't gotten any feedback, bro. So I was just praying that, you know what I'm saying, like, other than your kids, but they like, you know what I'm saying, you don't really, I mean, you weigh it. Sometimes they like, oh, that's all right. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really tell, because they don't give you, it's not like they give you that reaction like, Dad, that's dope. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
That's cool, man. I appreciate that one, bro, for real.
Absolutely. So
we about to get into this joint, Get Up by Dej P. It's off his this album that just dropped last Friday, right?
Yep. Last Friday.
No, it dropped a week. Again, not this Friday, it just passed with the week. Yeah, a week ago. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so here it is. Get up. And please don't use that.
get up. If you feel like the world on your shoulder, trials and tribulation hitting different. Feel like you carrying a boulder. I said, get up. Shake it off, let them know you a rider. It could always be a little worse. Gotta give your burdens to the Father. We got a provider, get up. Having insiders, get up. Don't be too modest, get up. Elohim got us, get up. Gotta find joy inside. We don't got peace outside. Time for the joy of life. Thanks to the one who provides.
It's another day, okay? Gotta keep improving. God has brought me a mighty long way. Depression ain't ruling, you see my joy, I'm happy. And worship refueling, now I'm ready for the day. You saw my smile, I didn't have to say it. Bought with a price, I didn't have to pay it. Go have a good day and I got to claim it. All the bad vibes, I got to shake them. Like play ball in the house, I got to break. Claps in my hand, I got to praise them. Lift in my hand, I got to raise them. All my demons, I got to face them. Switch me now, put them in a chokehold. Speaking a word, that'll make them go. Got them all screaming, uh-oh. And I ain't talking, it's cold. And I'ma live life with my head up. I'm not gonna lay down no more, set up, then I'll get up. Gotta get up, gotta get up.
Get up. If you feel like the world on your shoulder, trials and tribulation hitting different. Feel like you carrying a boulder. I said, get up. Shake it off, let them know you a rider. It could always be a little worse. Gotta give your burdens to the Father. We got a provider, get up. Having insiders, get up. Don't be too modest, get up. Elohim got us, get up. Gotta find joy inside. We don't got peace outside. Time for the joy of life. Thanks to the one who provides.
This is the day that the Lord has made. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and I give him praise. I will rejoice and I give him praise. He's like the good for you just to ignore him. Yeah. Yeah, in the presence of a king, so have some decorum. Yeah. Let's go. I'm higher than the spirit, so I'ma keep sobering. Greater is he that's in me, already told. I ain't taking no L's on me, I'ma be bold. And I'ma be living my life like it's gold. The devil tryna have me fall in the trap. Yeah. Yeah, but I'ma stay on track running these laps. Yeah. When I introduce you to him, do you even know him? Alpha and Omega, there's none before him. Woke up on 10, there's a better day. Now I'm locked in, my sin is just gonna wait. That's why I fall to my knees and pray. Hey, I'm a new creature, all things are passed away. What an amazing grace, yeah.
Get up. If you feel like the world on your shoulder, trials and tribulation hitting different. Feel like you carrying a boulder. I said, get up. Shake it off, let them know you a rider. It could always be a little worse. Gotta give your burdens to the Father. We got a provider, get up. Having insiders, get up. Don't be too modest, get up. Elohim got us, get up. Gotta find joy inside. We don't got peace outside. Time for the joy of life. Thanks to the one who provides.
The glorious timer. Oh my goodness, that timer gets everyone to shake something. Oh man, get up! Hey man, that song, man. Gotta live life with my head up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was excited about being, like I said, I was just excited about being a part of that, man. Thanks again for allowing me to be on that joint.
Appreciate you jumping on there. Appreciate it.
Hey, the funny thing is too, and what I had to, I have never had anything on like Spotify, iTunes, any old platform because I never sold my music.
Yeah.
So to hear it on iTunes is like crazy for me because this is like a first. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
For sure. Absolutely.
So I got another question, man. Look, I'm just smiling. Do you think you live in God's plan for your life? Question number 6. I can't hear. My sound went out. Hello. We was having just a little technical difficulties on this show. The devil is a liar and is always busy. Yeah. Now we'll bring back Dej.
Can you hear me?
Coming right back. See, there we go.
You hear me?
I can hear you now.
All right,
like that commercial.
Yeah. Okay. So,
all right, cool.
I was saying that always, I don't know if I'm like extra hard on myself in certain ways, but I always feel like I could do more. Rapping and everything is good, and like right now, I think like my main ministry is like my family, my kids and stuff. So even there, I maybe could do more. So I don't know. I pray that God see my heart and how I'm moving, and I pray that I'm living out what He want me to live. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think with that, man, it comes I think that's I'm gonna say that's the Holy Spirit driving you to do more. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you will.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a part of our walk. He's always calling us closer to Him. Yeah. So to say we're in the spot where we should never be in a spot where we satisfied. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you will, and I go ahead.
Oh, and I'm never satisfied about where I am with God. It's like, I can be here, there, and doing everything, all kind of ministries, but I don't know. I just like I can do something else. I can be doing something. I can be affecting somebody somewhere, and I think the music is a good thing because I get a chance to bless people when I'm not around, but I can do more than that. So
yeah.
I just stay prayerful and try to go as God leads.
Okay, I see that. Why? I see that hat, man. What do that hat mean? Like, who is the wise man?
The wise men. The wise men is a group of guys such as yourself. Everybody don't know, but Jerk is a part of the wise men. But it's a group of guys like we got a few guys on there. Let me see if I can do a little roll call. Pastor Dad, EH, Survivor Q, Cashmere Quest, let's think Twice Born. Classmatic, PSLP.
PSLP.
I don't want to forget nobody.
Big Kev.
Big Uncle Kev.
Austin the Kid.
Austin, yep. Mike Victory.
Yep.
CPT. And as a whole,
Davey.
Yeah. As a whole, we just a group of guys that love God, and we encourage one another. We speak to each other every day, and we encourage each other. We make music. We glorify God and pray and uplift one another. And we plan on doing a lot in ministry rise as well. So yeah. Shout
out to PSLP, Rob Hawk, Rico, Tony Woe, and Rosé.
Yeah, Zay. Yep, facts.
Yeah, I didn't want them to get mad at you like you did.
I had it in my head like, oh, then I started saying, I was like, oh man, I remember.
I was kind of cheating though, man. I was kind of cheating.
Oh, I hear that. For sure.
Yeah, I didn't want to leave it up to chance though, man. So yeah, so the Wise Man is a group of brothers, man, and I think we've become like family. Absolutely. Over the last 2 years, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've shared some intimate details about our lives in general that we can't probably share in any other circle than the circle that we have. So
it's true. No judgment
and the
zone.
Backgrounds, and the backgrounds vary from pastors to ministers. I mean, we all ministers, so
Yeah.
that's the thing about it. But we got chief of firemen. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Like,
It's true.
so it's all walks of life that come together, man, and it's dope. It's dope.
It's true.
We just do life together.
Yep.
Yeah,
And also we don't just fellowship with one another. Our families fellowship with one another. So our wives fellowship with other wives, and we'll come together as a group, as a family, and love on each other, and and fellowship with one another.
Okay, so we're just gonna play a little promo, Wise Man promo. Show them that hat one more time, man. I like that powder blue, man. So here we go to the Wise Man promo. I didn't even know we had it. So, don't use that. Oh man, that's dope. We're in different spots now. Hi, I'm Dad. I'm the guest on this show. No, I'm just messing.
Yeah.
Okay, we got that fixed. Hey man, that's a cool little promo, man. That was my first time. I mean, seeing it is in its entirety.
Oh yeah.
So, podcast, word that comes on Sundays.
Yep. Podcast, dope is coming on. What is it, like 2 p.m. I think it is Pacific time?
Yeah, 2 p.m. Pacific. Yes, I believe so. So when you gonna be on there?
I was on the first episode.
Okay.
Might get back on there sometime soon. Maybe this.
And I need to get on one.
Yeah. You do. And we also got to get back on the underrated joint too.
Yeah. So, no, that's dope. The old word show is they basically touch on topics that basically everybody is always in the back rooms talking about, at your job, or you talking to somebody and it doesn't really get shared out in the open. You might say it with your friends, but you won't share it out in the public. So
yeah.
It's a cool little show, man. It's dope.
Yeah. It is.
Shout out to Classmatic. That's a regular.
Facts.
So the question number 7 would be, what is your biggest regret or something that you could do over? Like if you had a chance to do it over, you'd be like, you know what? I don't think I would have done that.
Biggest regret. It'll probably be allowing people to coerce me to do things that didn't sit well in my spirit. So I tell you, I got married to a young lady, and I didn't get married to the young lady because I was supposed to.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but I shouldn't be laughing. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. It's cool. And with that, I was coerced by people in her family, which was ministers and elders in the church to make that move, and I allowed what they told me God will be happy with to affect what didn't. It totally changed my whole life trajectory, But I allowed them to speak into my life when they wasn't looking out for me at all, and so it's just not just that. It's I think I have a tendency to allow people to kind of push me a little bit, take advantage a little bit here and there, and I probably would, definitely not allow that to happen.
Okay. And I don't want people to think I'm insensitive when I was laughing, because I know the whole story. So the story is funny. I mean, it's hilarious, and you don't have to get into that part. But, that's what I was thinking about, and I knew you was gonna. I mean, I kind of knew you. But anyway, let's get into 7B.
I definitely I can write a book just on that alone.
Yeah,
in fact, if it could be a blockbuster.
It will.
Yeah,
it would be, man. For real. As EH say, for real.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
So 7B would be what would be your best day, your victory, something that you look back on and say, God, you did that. I know you did it here. You would do it again, and it's no problem.
Biggest victory, man. I got right now probably working with my daughter in music.
Wow.
She's 15 years old. She writes her own music. She's been writing and recording since she was 12, and she's pretty good. And I look at her, she'll write something and she'll recite it for me, and I just like, Lord, thank you. Like about my son. Like, okay, I was a basketball player, so I always want my both of my kids to get into sports, and so I can just be that dad that's yelling at everybody and at the games, that crazy parent. But seeing her do music and shout out to Q, because she just featured on Surviving Q, a new album that came out yesterday too. So a song that you were featured on as well.
Yeah. I've been getting a lot of features lately, which is cool, man. And I had to say, when I heard her, man, I was like, hey, she went in too, man. I was like, and it added a different element because there was a bunch of guys on that, and then to hear her voice, and she got a little swag, about her, man.
Yeah.
Man,
she's like the new age rapper type of deal.
Yeah. I liked it, man. She inspired me for sure.
Yeah. So just seeing her mature into an artist, and still the content that she come up with, I just thank God that she ain't did what I did, at least not yet. I'm praying that she don't, because I veered and did something completely unholy.
God's gift. He was God's gift, y'all.
Facts. So yeah.
Both of them. I went out. Okay, cool. I started talking. That's what I get for talking mess. Nah, but that's dope, man. What do you think? Okay, this is the next question. What do you think? Bonus question that we would say. What do you think that the body of Christ and CHH is getting right at this point? Are you like, hey, this is where we need to stay right here and build off of that, if you will.
The right thing. It's a lot of bad things that's going on.
I know. So we're not gonna focus on the bad things.
Yeah. But I think the people that's really sharing their hearts, the ones that that's really looking to bless people and enhance the kingdom of God. Man, kingdom builders, man. Those are the ones that's really that's getting it right. It's not necessarily about how many units they sell or how many views or streams they got, but they really concerned about people and souls. So I think I salute those people, like Q would say, bravo to those people that's putting it down and that's what I think.
Okay. So since you said there's a lot of things wrong, can you
I mean,
tell me what?
Tell you what's wrong.
You don't have to go. You don't have to say no names or nothing like that. But okay, but if you want to, it's up to you. I mean, I'm just saying you don't have to.
I think it's a lot of it's a lot of business. I think people are doing this, and not to say that it's not a business, and it's to a degree, but this is people's business, and they treat it as a business to the point where it's not about people. It's about what people can do for them and how people can support. Like I see people that ask people to support them, like artists that ask to for that support, but then they won't support nobody else. They won't go to nobody else's events. They won't purchase a CD. They won't purchase a download. But if you don't support them, they're willing to unfollow you, unfriend you, and to throw you aside. So it's a lot of that going on nowadays.
Damn, that's crazy. They will unfollow you, unfriend you,
unfollow.
Wow.
And just because you're not necessarily supporting them the way they
think you should,
but they don't return that same
love.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, is it really love if they don't support you at all? Like, or lack of love. That's crazy, man. Because I mean, well, it's true. I know it's truthful in a certain instance. That was one of the things that kind of put me off of is that when you start turning it into a business, or you start seeing the bottom line is how many units, how much I can make back, how many people are listening to you. It started being like you a Instagram. How do I call it? I mean, how people do things just for likes. What I'm saying? So that's what you become and that's what it becomes to me. Like when they do that, man. It's good that you touched on that because I think that's a big one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think those people are in their word like they should be? Maybe.
Nope. I believe if they were, they would get a message, a message of some kind of rebuke, and it, it's easy to get up and write a song and shoot a video for it and put it out there. It's hard to live. It's not necessarily hard, but you got to put in effort to live this life, this Christian life. You got to put in effort to be a man of God, to be a leader in your household, to influence people to be Christ-like, and opposed to just being, an artist. So, yeah.
That's dope. So, what advice? This is the next bonus question. The next bonus question. We on like question number 10.
Okay.
What advice would you give to the artists coming up behind you? Like, like CHH, they just getting started. What advice would you give?
I would suggest people to be yourselves. And whatever gift the Lord gave you, it's okay to use it. Because we a lot of times we look at what's hot and what's not, and then we not the best at a certain thing. Maybe we can't rap fast. Maybe we can't do the sing along stuff. but what God gave us the talent to do that very well, and allow God to use you, and don't be all concerned about who's doing what, because God gave you that talent to bless people, and you can bless people being something you're not. I don't want to be the one that buried my talents, and God gave me what God gave me. So do what God called you to do.
That's dope.
Well,
that's dope. I got a story. I got a quick story about that, man. When I first started, you know, I rap different in the world than I did with Christ. My whole flow changed, and I was trying to make God say, like, you know, I was trying to bring that into gospel CHH, and God was like, I had almost a whole album done, and he was like, nah, I don't need that, because I need you to sound like who I've called you to be in Christ, and not that other person, because the people who I called you to minister to, they're only going to listen to what I put inside you, if you will. So he's like, that's how I learned to stay in my lane, because it was like, I have a lane for you. I don't need you to, you know.
It's true.
If you don't, and then I don't need you, period. If you're not going to do it my way, then you don't have to do it at all. And I was yeah. So that was my thing, man. And you touched right on it, man. So that was dope. That was dope, man. So hit Dej P up, man. How can we get in touch with you? How can we, you know, find you on the platforms?
Well, hold on. Give me one more question off the top. Give me one more question.
Okay.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. One more question.
One more question. Okay, how long do you think you have in CHH, and what legacy do you want to leave behind?
Good question. I think I got about another 20 years, maybe. And I ain't gonna say it's gonna be like as frequent, but I can knock out an album. And
man, you've been knocking out an album like every week. Facts. I'm like, you dropped this year you dropped what, 2 albums?
Well, in the last like 9 months, 2 albums. Something
that's within the year, bro.
I'm trying to do my little DMX thing. You know, DMX did that, you know, some years ago. So
no, that's good, man. You inspired me for real, because I'm like, man, they putting out music, man. I need to do something.
Facts. Yeah. And the legacy is, I just want people, when people listen or hear Dej's name, they know that they're getting quality and heartfelt music, and that will uplift and encourage everybody.
That's right. So let them know where they can get up and any other CDs, because the man catalog go all the way back to like almost 2000. What, the beginning of 2000? Huh?
Well, I think I first released something probably around 2005, maybe.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
Early 2000.
Yeah. So yeah, you can go anywhere: iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify. I'm on all the social media platforms. Just type in Dej P.
Like,
I'm the only one. There. Facts. I'm the only one there. So holla at your boy, and I pray that you guys are blessed by this last project that came out a week ago. Get up.
Yeah, so if you can share it, give it to your friends, you know, tell them to look for it, play it, man. You'll be blessed. Definitely buy it, man. There's a lot of good people on that album too. Not just your boy, but it's a lot of good people on there, man. That you're gonna enjoy the album for real. I've enjoyed it. So
Appreciate it.
There we have it, Dej P, man, in the flesh. Thank you for being on, man. I love you, bro.
All right, bro.
I definitely had fun, man. This is like I was smiling the whole time. Even when it cut off, I was still smiling.
For sure.
So we're gonna move into a segment of Danielle Speaks Life, and I'll be back And then after that, we'll have Rare Breed giving us a segment on the streets. So please don't play that ding, 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 ding.
It's so easy to compare your journey with mine, but you don't see the nights I prayed, the days I cried. It's so easy to admire what you see, but my mind isn't mine. I search for happiness to only find joy unspeakable. I speak as though God didn't send his only son. Perfectly he formed my body, my speech, this is me. Flaws and all, this is me. My story etched in the stretch marks, my story on my thick lips and dark skin, this is me. I confidently admit I had to learn to love every part of me. And now I confidently speak that this is me.
Yo, that was a dope segment. Have fun with Dad again. Shout out to Few Face. Hey man, he was chiming in the whole time, and I'm just now looking at it, man. Yeah, dude. Just wanted to holler you out. Q, Survivor Q. Shout out to you too, and the Wise Man. You know what I'm saying? He said a dope hat. And Jorge, man. Jorge Luriano, aka Classmatic. Shout out to you too. But we're gonna get into another segment, and this segment is what's going on the streets, brought to you by no other than a Rare Breed. So we're gonna move into that segment now.
Breed, welcome to another segment of Yellow Tape Talks. I guess you can call me the bearer of bad news. You know, I'm here to report seriousness of life versus death. And unfortunately, we got to speak about something that's going on in our communities that we wish didn't go on. I wish we did more to stop it. I wish more of us would push out and put that foot forth to do what we have to do to intervene. We've done a lot of intervention and prevention throughout the years, and here it is, 2021. Gangbanging still exists at an all-time high. Different levels of it, different perspective, different priorities, different standards of it exist today. But the one thing that still remains is we still have bodies dropping in our communities. July, we've had 15, 16 murders come across my phone, my email, phone call, a text, or me being in the community and run across somebody telling me about something and asking for a solution, asking for a resource. And that's not to count anything else that may not came my way, but a lot of death is going on in our communities nowadays in the name of gangbanging. The name of gangbanging, 50, 60 years of gangbanging still exists today, and we gangbanging and killing ourselves like we don't know no better from what we've been doing. So it's a real sad situation. It's something that I hate to be a part of. I don't want to have this segment. I don't want to be the person to say he's equipped to do this, because I don't want this to exist. I don't even want it to be in the atmosphere where I have to be this qualified person to talk about the death and the murders of our young kids out here. And unfortunately, one of the murders that came across my news line this month happened to be a dear friend of mine that's like a nephew to me, you know, my best friend that I gotta call and console and do the best I can with what God gave me to uplift him and not be the people we used to be behind this violence and what's going on in our communities. And you know, I just urge everybody to really get a perspective on it and understand how close life and death are to each other. How quick you can be living and then how quick you can be dead. And so why would we put that pressure on ourselves to commit murderous acts and feel so angry to go out there and commit a murderous act amongst your own people? You don't have the humanitarianism in your heart to love somebody and give somebody a pass. You want to be so emotionally torn and angry and selfishly caught up in what you believe that you can say, I'm gonna go out there and take somebody's life for something that don't mean nothing, that's bigger than that person living and breathing. Your issue with that person ain't bigger than the breath that you're about to take from that person. You know, I'm in Seattle right now and we got LA gangs beefing with Midwest gangs out here. So two different parts of the states started different gangbang cultures, and they come to a whole nother state and bang against each other and out here dying in these streets out here. Ceasefire is out here in Seattle trying to push peace and create a ceasefire amongst people out here in Seattle because we started this. So why not come out here and try to help? Why not pull our portion? There's people out here living out here from the LA culture that need the help, that want to help. It's not just our own backyards that we got to deal with. It's not our own backyards we got to worry about. Everything trickles down. It's a trickling effect, man. So we got to really be conscious. It's a trickling effect how you don't raise that child in that house. Because that bitter child can come out there and be that violent child. So once again, man, this is Rare Breed. Yellow Tape Talks. Yellow Tape is tired of talking. Rare Breed is tired of praying for your kids. Tired of praying for your loved ones. Tired of hugging these mothers out here. Tired of hugging these fathers out here, consoling these fathers. Tired of being resourceful and finding resources to help you bury your kid. Let me be a resource to throw a party, a graduation party for your kid, a celebration of academics for your kid, a sports party for your kid. Let me be that person. I'm tired of seeing these kids in these caskets. You should be too. So if you're tired of it, by the time you tune in next week and the next 2 weeks, let's see what you've done for your community to be your portion that needs to be poured out into this piece. Stay influenced, stay encouraged. God bless.
Coming together, we giving you life. Switching it up and we giving you Christ. Shaking the devil up off of your feet. Raising your hands, never tasting defeat.
Everywhere we go, we need to come together. Tell everyone, you know, unity is forever.
This moment ain't moving without you. Stop living like you're like.
All right. Phew.
Yeah.
That was heavy, right?
Heavy.
Yeah.
Yellow Tape Talk.
Yeah, that was that really hit me because if you know Breed, and I know that you do know him, he's been dealing with a lot of and you know, it's sad when it starts to be just numbers to people and they forget that these are human beings.
Yeah.
And he's tired. This is it's hard when you know this is what God has called you to do. That's what he's called to do. That's his place. That's what he does. He's a peacemaker, and he's boots on the ground. But it's kind of heartbreaking. What was your take on that?
Yeah, it's crazy. These streets is man. I pray for my kids every time they go outside. So, and I try to teach them godliness, holiness, how to continue in His Word, just for that reason. And God said, "Blessed are the peacemakers." And it's been times where you don't, if you feel like your job is not like Rare Breeds, you know, to be out there on the front line. There's other ways you can affect change on your corner or a block or whatever. You know, just being there. I stayed in a neighborhood where, you know, where God told me to water my grass and pray over that corner every day, and watch the change. During the time that I was there, and I was in the hood, I was like on 111th in Denver. So I was right in the neighborhood, and somebody had just got shot over there like maybe 2 months before I moved there. My mom, it was a family member's house, and my mom was like, I don't want y'all over there, because of the neighborhood. And I'm like, look, I can't be scared everywhere I go. You know what I'm saying? We have to affect change. So they used to hang out in front of my house because I stayed on the corner. So, and I knew these cats. And my brother used to get into it with them all the time. And God, I wanted to do something different. So I would just go out there and I would just pray over that corner, pray over the cats. And then one day I was fed up, and I was like, I'm about to go confront these cats because they smoking weed, playing their music, and the weed would go inside the house. And I got kids. I have 7 kids. So one day I was out there, I was mad, and I went out there, and then one of their little younger homies said, "Hey, he knew my family," and he was like, "Man, you used to come over here and play with me when I was little. I know who you are." And he just like, "Hey, bro, come on, man, let's get out of here." And I had no problems from then. But at the same time, I was trying to give them, he saw that I was upset, and he knew that I was giving them the room, and I wasn't coming at him foul, but he knew that I was, okay, I really meant business. And I think sometimes we have to be firm and not scared to say anything, but we it's a fine line. And I think if we respect people, people will respect us back at the same time.
Yeah. I think that, we were talking about what do we think Christian hip hop or the body of Christ is getting right. And I would say that those who have been in it for a while are now have enough life experience, spiritual warfare experience behind them now that this is war.
Yeah.
This is war. And we've been called to fight. Everyone has. Yeah. And here's the thing. Nobody is safe. We're behind enemy lines.
Yes.
We are behind enemy lines. That's what Club Judah Returns is all about. It's about encouraging, equipping, re-equipping all of us Club Judah family people, and we hope that other people will see it, but to remind us we've been called to do a work for him, and we're supposed to occupy until he returns. This is war that's going on. And I just want to direct again to the what's behind me on my green screen, that for me, that's the fortress. And also that's holiness. It's that we should remember that he says, my thoughts are not like yours. Go ahead and read that.
Your ways are not like mine, just as the heavens is higher than the earth, so my ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts are higher than yours. Isaiah 55, 8, 9. Thank God for that. Because sometimes my thoughts don't line up with God's thoughts.
And this is something that I want to say. Do you really believe that when God placed in the container that is called Jermaine Paul, when he placed the gift of writing and music, do you think he manifested you here for business or for ministry?
Oh, definitely ministry.
Can we say that again?
Oh, definitely ministry, without a doubt.
When we say my thoughts are not like yours, your ways are not like mine, I think we get it twisted that we forget we're his when we've been bought with a price. And that's a concept that's way above ours. I mean, if you commented on, if you understand, we live in a country that's founded on democracy, but Christianity is not what? It's not a democracy.
It's not. It's a dictatorship.
It's a dictatorship, a theocracy, not a democracy. And just to get back to this, and I'm looking at these things that we have, that when we talk about it being a fortress and it being about war, is that to be in in war, we're reminded that we're called to holiness. And to fight this war, holiness is strategy. What?
Defense, ammunition, and spiritual warfare.
Now, how do you think that is true in how that applies in your life with your children? If they just were obedient, right?
Man, oh my goodness. And he shows me myself sometimes through my kids. And, you know, sometimes we struggle to do that thing. And I'm glad God don't get irritated like I get irritated with my kids. Oh man, his mercies are brand new every morning. Thank you. Thank God for that.
Just
Yeah, but oh, go ahead.
No, I was trying to see if Pastor David was around. I was trying to pull him into this today and see if he's.
I was hiding.
There'll be no hiding.
He said he was hiding.
But we wanted to talk about, because this is war, and holiness is strategy, defense, and ammunition in spiritual warfare. In there, I hope you know, holiness that's obedience is right in there. And Pastor David, what are your thoughts? I know you have some thoughts about obedience. By the way, he will be in the pulpit tomorrow. I just thought I'd say that.
Are you touching on this subject right now? That's what.
Yeah, she is.
Oh, wow.
She got to be so messy.
I'm taking from a slightly different standpoint.
Go ahead.
You first have to have a desire to be obedient to God. It starts there. Once you have that desire, then you know what you say here: strategy, defense, and ammunition. Once you have that desire, and you know there are things that can lead you astray, that's when you start saying, okay, well, I know I want to do this, so that means I can't do this, and this, because that will lead me to where I want to go. I need to do other things that are going to take me away. But that takes thought and planning until it becomes a habit. But initially, that you have to really sit down and go, you know, I'll put it in simpler terms. I did some singles ministries, and we'd have these conversations, and every once in a while that question comes up. Well, what do you do when you're alone in a dark room with a woman?
It's too late then.
Why are you alone in a dark room? So you start there. You know, it's like you don't allow yourself to get into that position in the first place. Excuse me. And so you have to take whatever steps you need to take to avoid that. And it really does, and it really is being, especially if you're just starting off on this, there's going to be some trial and error, because you may not know what all your triggers are. You may not know what happens in certain situations. Excuse me. But as you learn them, you learn what you need not to do. And you put blocks in along the way. And like I said, look, I would tell people, don't freak out if you fail. Everything can be trial and error, but the desire to be holy, to be obedient, will keep you trying and keep you going back. Like, you know what? I did this last time and it ended up here. So I'm going to do this time. So I end up somewhere else, you know, but it's just, you go over and over and over again. And look, I'm saying that, you know, we're a person with it, what we have to do, but it's with everybody. Everybody's got to, again, because what the thing is that you're trying to be obedient in, some people it could just be, hey, look, I'm tired of cussing. I'm tired of showing myself to people, you know, where I am really not expressing myself as a Christian should. So you just work on it time and time again. You know what? I'm going to take some deep breaths before I respond. I'm not going to, you know what? Or maybe that one person that I know is a trigger. I just can't be around that person. You know? Whatever it is that you have to take, but you develop those strategies.
And I think that is a key thing. I want to make sure that people look at this statement correctly and dissect it, that holiness is strategy, defense, and ammunition in spiritual warfare. It's being in that room, in that dark room, in that thing. That's a culmination of a lost a lost battle.
There were a lot of steps that could have
that got you into that. But holiness is strategy. What is your strategy? What is your you know that there's warfare, that the body wars against the spirit, that the flesh does. What is your strategy in dealing with that? What we just told you at the beginning, holiness is strategy. Being holy, not allowing yourself to get in that situation. And you find out you make a mistake once in the situation when you find out that after that, now you knew better than that. You know that doesn't work.
Right.
But it's all warfare. And you have to strategize to win the war. And I wanted to bring up that. Those are the kids coming back from the pool.
Yes.
Yeah, but when you were talking about
going to the pool.
Oh, okay. But that you want to be, that everybody has to want to be obedient. And there is the scripture that tells us that you need to be, if you are willing and obedient, you shall eat the fruit of the land.
That's
or
right.
you can also say, then you'll be victorious if you are willing. Don't you hate when you tell your children to do something, jerk, and they have a complete catechismic tantrum? Well, they're not going to do that too long because they know you, but they go out of their way to let you know that they don't want to do what exactly. Just get them once, and if the younger ones see the older ones get it, then they know better. But how does it impact you? How does it impact you as a father when they're obedient but they're not willing to it, the way that they conduct themselves?
Sometimes, you know what, as a father, sometimes it's just like, you know what, I don't care if you're unwilling to do it, as long as you do it. Mm-hmm. If you move when I say move and you do it, oh man. But then sometimes it's like, hey, bro, shut up and just do it. I don't need to hear nothing else. Get it done. You know what I'm saying? You know what you need to do. First of all, I shouldn't even have to tell you. You know what I'm saying? So I know God sees that.
And that's if you, because you have to train your children to be grateful. Yeah. They're trained very well to be receivers. Mm-hmm. They know how to receive, but do they know how to be grateful? Mm-hmm. And we have to train them that way. But I mean, it's also, I mean, there's many a times that if I ask certain people to do something for me and they have a bad attitude, you know what I'm going to tell them next? Forget it. Yeah. I'll do it myself. Don't you ever feel like, you know what? I'm good.
Yeah. I want to say that, but I'm like, I'm not going to do it. You're going to do it.
Yeah.
And you're going to do it.
And I'm talking about adults. I'm going to call out. I'm going to say Pastor Cruz right quick, and just we're not going to say Pastor Cruz because we're not talking about Pastor Cruz. We're talking about Paul Cruz. The husband is not the same as Pastor Cruz. But that's I mean, in marriage or relationships, a lot of it has to do with, and you know what I'm talking about. With what is your demeanor in doing that, being willing to do what's asked of you instead of acting like it is a
chore
and a burden. Mm. And that was what caught me about what Pastor David will be teaching on tomorrow. I just keep saying that. What he'll be teaching is that people being willing to be holy. Why do we have to fight people to be holy? Why, Pastor David, jerk?
Because it's flesh.
Why is it that people do not want you to teach on holiness?
Yeah,
there's I'll actually give multiple things about that. I don't think I was raised or taught to be holy when I was a kid. I wasn't. And so there has to be a transformation that has to happen. You know, it's just like I said, people have to have a desire to be obedient. Well, you also have to have a desire to be holy. As the Bible says, if you love me, obey my commandments. Well, people I think it takes people a while to get to that point, and that's about spiritual maturity. Because look, I haven't been here that long, and I'm still trying to get better at the whole thing.
Exactly.
So it's all about the growth. So yeah, but people don't want to hear it because one, it makes them accountable.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. It makes them accountable. And two, they don't want to stop what they're doing. So, the more you tell them, the harder it is for them to stay where they are. It's easier not to hear it.
See, but there should be a part of the Holy Spirit, and I think me and Dej was talking about that God is constantly drawing us closer to Him. That you shouldn't even be satisfied. It should be something in your spirit that just doesn't sit right. Like, I'm not where I need to be, and I'm not satisfied. And I think that's what I liked about that part when Dej was like, I just feel like I'm not satisfied. I'm always checking myself, and I'm like, I could be doing more. And God is constantly calling us closer to Him, which we can't. It's certain things we can't get to Him unless we start dropping things. And so I think those are the things that stand in the way of us being so intricately connected with God that we say to that mountain, be thou removed and be thou cast into the sea, and not see in an instant, as opposed to, I got to clear this out. And then, I'm not saying that that's the way it goes, but I'm just saying that in our faith, sometimes it hinders our faith in that process by knowing that we have certain sins that we haven't dealt with or something like that.
And what? Go ahead, Pastor Dave.
But again, it starts with that decision. I now want to follow them. And I'll use myself as an example. I was practically born into Love and Faith Christian Center. It just is the church I've been to all my life. Yeah. But it really wasn't until I hit around 30. I'll say a little bit. I'll say late 20s when I was like, you know what? Some things need to change, but it was really about 30. I was like, you know what? I need to do more. I need to do better. When I began, and it was a series of decisions that led me to do more and more and make more change after change after change. In my 20s, I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I can hear a message and then go about my day. But things began to change. I began to hear things differently as I got older and as I began to see things differently. But that was, and look, I'm not saying I was at first looking to God. God was pulling me in ways I didn't want to be pulled, but so it was kind of forced on me. I'm not saying that I was doing all this willingly because it wasn't. But the thing is, you still have to want to. If you don't want to, you're not. You look. If your kids look at you like, I ain't doing that, it's going to be a battle. And look, we all know that God has a way. Yeah, we all know God has a way of getting things done. But once that person becomes a willing vessel, here's one of those words for tomorrow: submit. Things change. That's when things really begin to change.
I think that one of the things that was life altering for me was realizing how much it was possible for me to mess up my life. Just completely demolish, a lot of good potential, something that could have really been worked with. And the more that you make mistakes, after comes a day where you find yourself yelling in a drunken stupor, yelling out the window and saying, take my life, Father. I give it to you because I can't do it anymore. And you realize, I realized in that moment, all of these things that he was telling me not to do, that I was not willing to obey him. All those things, everything was to protect me. That he loved me so much that he said no. He loved me so much that he'd say, don't do this. That he told me so much that he said, no, get away from this. No, don't go there. No, don't do this. All of that was him fighting for me, for my protection. When you realize that, when you can get your children to realize that, I know you think I'm trying to keep you from having fun, but I'm trying to keep you from killing yourself. Once you realize that holiness is strategy, defense, and ammunition in spiritual warfare, and our enemy is not our parents, it's not people. Our enemy is Satan. It's all those things that he uses to pull us away from God and from our right standing with him, to put us to where we're no longer jerk in the fortress, because when you're disobedient, you're removed from his protection. You're no longer covered by that. When you realize that everything, yes, as Pastor Byron is saying, he's trying to save us from ourselves. That's what he's trying to do. Once you realize that, you're fighting him trying to save you. It's like if you have, and Jerk, I know you can run the kids when they're toddlers and they're running toward the street and you're grabbing them and trying to hold back, and they're pulling and jerking and cars are coming and they are so mad because you won't let them go, and you're saving them from certain death. That's how it is with God and being obedient. I'm not going to keep you long today. As we have just a few things that I wanted to talk about and get out there. Jerky had something left to say, it looks like.
No, yeah. This was truly about, I had a blast today. Yeah. It was cool.
Oh, I forget from time to time. Wait, Byron said also, this is the same thing happened to Saul when he lost his grace. God is always trying to save us, and he's always giving us opportunity to get it right. The last thing I wanted to say is, you remember when I said the whole part about remember when I said the whole thing about God, sometimes I will just say, well, that's okay. Never mind, I'll do it myself. The thing that keeps me always trying to do more for God, because my thing is, when you stop being useful to God, you are subject to leave this earth. So my thing is, stay useful. Stay useful. Stay in right standing with him so he can use you. And people, I'll close with this. The whole reason that we were brought into existence, and I don't think people wrap their brains around this, Jerk and Pastor David. The only reason we breathe, that we were brought into existence, is because he had something for us to do. We are his, not our own. We are his, not our own. He manifested us for us to do his will here on earth. So we should at least be obedient to what he has for us to do. And to think how dumb we must look to him and say, it took you a long time to get around to understanding that I'm the one that runs everything, right? We're going to say goodbye right now, because somebody has to go to the bathroom. I don't know who it might be, but somebody out there. We're going to end this broadcast. We're going to hang on. So wave goodbye. And for everybody on the replay, these things happen. It's natural. We hope you've gotten something for this, and we'll see you in about 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.